All right, guys, we're live. Hey, everyone. Good.
Whoa. Good morning.
Good
Good
morning. Good
morning.
afternoon. Good evening. Where everyone. We got Ali Cat is here early in the morning. Hello, hello.
Oh, first one.
Yeah. All right. Well, good. Hello to everyone. We're here with RR. Here with Rich. Rich, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. A little early. I didn't have time to make coffee, so I got so Starbucks. If you want to sponsor the show, we got you.
Product placement. Nice,
Yes.
nice. Love it. We're here this week. So this is our second episode here on this new channel. So we're having fun hanging out with Filipino video creators and really showcasing all the different talents out there. And so we got RR today. RR, why don't you say hello? Introduce yourself. I've got your channel up. But yeah, tell us about what you do and who you are, where you're based out of.
Well, hello, everyone. Whoa, something is playing in my background. What is that?
It's probably the video, no?
Oh, there you go. I don't know. I have something playing in the background. Well, hello, everyone. Good evening to those in the Philippines or in Asia. Good morning to those in the East Coast, and for those in the same time zone as me, Rob, and Rich. What are you doing awake? But my name is RR ABROT, just two R's, and I'm the founder and creative director of ABROT Creative. And ABROT Creative is just a small, well, not small, but a growing design agency that serves we focus on helping faith-based ministries and nonprofits like churches, nonprofit organizations, mission agencies, and try to help even charities and all that stuff. And who am I? I'm a web designer. Been a web designer for about 4 years, freelance. I teach web design on like Instagram and YouTube. I like to post little lessons on Instagram, and posting YouTube started about 2 months ago on YouTube, posting about just teaching about web design, teaching how to get clients and all that stuff. I'm also a pastor, like an assistant pastor of a church here in LA. And I always say this, it's a big part of my life. I'm a husband, I'm a father. Yeah.
You're a busy man. Awesome, man.
You
Awesome.
know, you're a dad.
Yeah. We're all dads here, man. All dads. Up early. Nice. Awesome. RR, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. So, guys, we've got all of RR's pages and links and social channels and stuff. And so I'll put that down in the chat. Go check them out. So tell us about how you got into the whole creative space and that whole business. Is that whole like vocation of in that creative world?
Yeah, sure. I actually started designing, and the reason why I mentioned the whole being a pastor's kid thing, because that actually is the one that catapulted me into this design field. I started doing graphic design when I was around 16 years old. The whole reason why I started getting into it was because my dad started a church when I was around 13 years old, and we have a small church, small Filipino church, here in LA, and I saw other churches had like nice productions, had nice tracks, but then our church had like ugly tracks. Like my dad was literally would make them in Microsoft Word, and we would use that to invite people to church. So I thought, we've always had that message. My dad has always taught us, when you see the need, take the lead, and that's actually how I was able to I learned piano because our church needed a pianist. I have a bus license because our church needed a bus driver. And so I learned graphic design because of that. I downloaded a bootleg version of Photoshop, which probably came from the Philippines, which most of these bootleg softwares do. But I had one of those. It was awesome. I had one of those Photoshop portables where it's an amazing software. If you guys ever heard of it, it's a program that you can literally, you put it on a USB and you can put it on any computer and use Photoshop. So I learned doing graphic design with that. And then I went to college. I actually went to college, not for design at all. And I talked about that a bit on my Instagram. I went to college for Bible school, for theology. And then once I graduated, I went straight to ministry work. I actually did not design at all for, I would say, about 8 years. I didn't do any design. And I was focused on youth ministry. I was focused on music ministry and all that. and developing that in that area. And then I started specifically with web design when about 4 years ago, and the same reason. Our church, all these churches had nice websites. Our church had an ugly website. It was slow, and it wasn't like attracting visitors. So I went ahead and learned web design. I just I looked through Google, looked through YouTube, learned it on my own, learned coding and all that stuff. Then I made a new website for our church, and then people started seeing the website that I made for our church. People thought it was nice, and then a lot of other pastors, because I already had connections in the ministry area, pastors were contacting me to make a website for them. And then I decided around last year that I was gonna, because I was working full time in our church, like I was spending like hours there. But then ministry is great and I love it, but just being real, it doesn't pay as much, right?
Of course,
It pays right in our soul, but it doesn't actually pay the bills as much. I did get paid, but not as much. So everything kind of changed when I had a kid. That's a lot of things that changes with us dads, right?
Of course.
You have a child, and suddenly your priorities change. My priority was to take care of my family, was to take care of my children. So I thought I saw the potential in web design. And then I saw that I was starting to make a little money from it off the side. I thought, what would happen if I focused on it? So last year, I told my dad that I was going to only work part-time at church, at the school. I have a Christian school. I also teach. So he said I was busy. I also teach like high school English. So I didn't want to give that up. So now I only really come in around 2 hours a day to teach. And then the rest I committed to my business, which is a design agency that I started around February this year.
Oh, nice. February this year.
Yeah, well, I've been doing freelance web design before that.
Right.
But the actual, I need to start a design agency because now I actually I branch out to freelancers, graphic designers. Sometimes I'll hit up even designers in the Philippines. So hey, if you're a designer in the Philippines, let me know because I can utilize you. So
smart, man. That's smart. That's good. Providing work too, man. Employment and that's awesome. That's awesome. Rich, how's the chat going there today?
The chat's going good.
We got Chris.
Yeah, Chris.
Ali Cat.
Yeah, Chris is actually from the San Diego area also, so he's up really early today. So thank you for coming up and joining us so early. I did have a question for RR though. Like altogether, how long have you been designing, whether it's website or graphic design?
Like I said, I started around like 16, and I probably stopped when I was about 20. And just like a little bit with like sports or play an instrument. Like I played basketball. Like I used to play basketball a lot. Now I kind of more look like a basketball. Back then I played a lot, but I'm pretty sure like if I pick up basketball now, I'll still remember here and there, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna suck so bad, right? So same thing with graphic design. I designed for like 4 years, then I stopped for like 8 years, and then I went back to it when I was like 28, 29. So I'm 32 now. So yeah, I guess cumulative 8 years. If you don't include those in between years.
No, because the reason why I asked is because I'm looking at your stuff and it looks like you've been doing this for way longer than what you just told me, and thank you. It's some amazing work. I mean, especially I actually went to school for graphic design, so yeah, I went to Parsons, but yeah. So when I'm looking at your work, I'm looking at it like, when you say that you just started, it seems like, you just started like in February. I'm like, man, this guy's really good for somebody starting in February. But you definitely should have never stopped though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I think about it sometimes. I have friends that I actually started designing with, a close group of friends of mine that we all started graphic design around the same age. They actually were, but they committed to it. And I have a close friend who's like a senior product designer for Apple. I have another close friend who is a senior brand designer for Flickr. And I've always had opportunities actually to like move up to Northern California and do design for some of those tech companies, but I never wanted to move up there. I wanted to stay with my family here. I want to stay with my church here. But no, I started a design agency, like actually like dove into being a design agency on Friday. I mean, sorry, Friday. Friday. Yeah, just started. No, February.
It is early, man. It is early.
I started on February, but I was designing already before that.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
that's awesome.
You get some good work, and a lot of this is actually the reason why I also brought it up is a lot of like what you were seeing there on screen actually translate well into thumbnails. You just have to change the landscape. So there's a lot of things that people can actually, while you might be talking about web design on your channel, there's a lot, on your videos, there's a lot of things that people can pick up to translate into, their thumbnails and getting more, getting their CTR up or click through.
Yeah. Even your videos are really well edited too. Like when did you do your own edits and everything on your channel, or is that something you get somebody else to do, or?
No, I wish I could have somebody else do it. I've been looking into that, but no, I do it myself. I've always had that mentality, like whatever you want to learn, man, you got Google and YouTube out there now. You can learn anything you want.
Yep.
And if you have a passion for it, just learn it. But no, I do the edits myself.
All the edits yourself, man. That's nice, man. Okay, so you launched the agency in February, and then when did the whole YouTube thing? When did that start? When did you like, okay, maybe I'll start making some videos?
Yeah, I think just like a lot of Filipinos, we're all interested in YouTube. We like to entertain, right?
Yeah.
I started watching YouTube like as a teenager. You watch all the comedy sketches like Ryan Higa, Happy Slip. You guys remember Happy Slip?
Happy Slip. Oh yeah. Wow.
I always thought whatever happened to her.
Wonder what happened to her.
And then you watch all the all the Filipinos covering the songs, right?
Yeah.
Right. And you've always been interested in that. Like, and I was always interested in making YouTube videos, and even more ramped up recently. Last year, I was really interested in, man, I was watching like hundreds of content on how to start YouTube, how to make YouTube channels and all that stuff. And a lot of times that's what happens to us creators, or people that want to be creators. We watch all these content on how to be a YouTuber. We've known, and what's funny, a lot of these YouTube videos, a lot of them say the same thing, right? And you just take in too much content, but you never actually start. Like you don't literally just press record and just do it. So I've been thinking about it, and then I made a commitment on the year 2020. Before I thought it was going to be an amazing year, but I made a commitment that I was gonna just stop being just a consumer, and start being a creator. Because I don't know, sometimes you get that information overload and you consume, and you're just like, it just like all boggles up in your brain, and you don't know what to do with it, right? Yeah. So I've been inspired to create, and so that's why I started doing Instagram. I started sharing, whatever I know, however limited it may be, on Instagram and all that stuff. And then I remember I had a conversation with Matthew and Cena. So I'm in this kind of community with some other creators as well. Matthew and Cena is one of them. He's a big, if you don't know who he is, you should definitely look him up. He makes awesome videos, and he's crazy. I mean, I think he only has like 6 videos, and he's already at 175,000 subscribers.
Insane.
Yeah, so he's a cheater. Anyways,
he has a cheat code.
Yeah, he does, man. He ticks me off. I tell him that. I was like, man, you tick me off, man. You're so talented. I remember I had a conversation. I met up with him and some other creators like around February. And I had a conversation. I was just asking him questions. Like, dude, like, man, I was talking about YouTube. I was talking to him. Man, we got a good conversation, probably, a couple of hours. And I was telling him I want I'm into a lot of things, you know. I don't know what to do with YouTube. I'm into a lot of things. I'm into sneakers. I'm into tech. I like making people laugh. I like teaching, whatever. And I was into a lot of things, but I never actually just pressed record. And so I was also helped by a lot by another guy. His name is Reggie Ballesteros. He's also in the same group as us. That's why, I invited these guys. Reggie B Photo. If you're into photography, definitely check him out, Reggie B Photo. But he's helped me a lot. We've had a lot of conversations. He's helped me. He's kind of helped coach me in YouTube. He's got about 14,000 subscribers. I think he just hit 14,000. And a fellow Filipino as well.
Yeah.
And he was just helping coach me. And then he was just telling, you know what, man? And I just keep watching YouTube. Like, you're never going to be ready. To be honest, you're never going to be ready, right? But just start. And I've always been kind of motivated by that phrase, start before you're ready. So just go and start. Just press record. And then I thought around April, I thought it was a perfect time because we were all stuck at home. I thought might as well do something. So I just pressed record and I started talking to the camera, and that's it.
Yeah, that's really important for a lot of new YouTubers or those aspiring to be YouTubers, is just to record. What I tell people is that you don't necessarily have to upload it, but just record yourself. Yeah. Get used to being in front of that camera, and that actually develops more like your persona in front of the camera, and you're more comfortable. Because a lot of people, they just kind of go, and then what they'll do is that they want to film a YouTube video. They really want to be in front, but everything else is a voiceover, because they're so scared to be in front of the camera. So yeah, that was that's really important to just, as you said, just hit record.
Just hit record. Yeah. This is the thing with YouTube, man. Reggie, I didn't even come across Reggie's channel until we started the Facebook group, and like we started like who are the other like Filipino creators out there, and saw Reggie's stuff, and I was like, man, this guy's stuff is so good. Like, this guy's only at 14,000 subs right now, but he's gonna blow up pretty soon.
Say 14.
It's really good.
You say only like.
No, I know, but there's guys like that talk about this stuff with that kind of quality though, that are like 500,000 subs. Like, it's just a matter of time. He's gonna blow up for sure. But yeah, Matthew, I don't know how Matthew did that though. Like you said, he's got like 8 videos and he's got like almost 200,000 subs. He's also part of the Future, right?
Yeah,
like
so he makes a lot of videos for them too. So that probably helps a bit too, but I'm not discounting, his hustle.
No. Yeah. His videos are like they're just easy to watch.
Super good.
They're just so easy to watch.
That's my Justin. His writing is really good, and just the whole thing just captures you, from the very beginning. That's actually what I'm trying to learn now. Is really just good writing.
Storytelling. Good writing.
And storytelling. Storytelling.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, I mean, Rich's vlogs. Rich, how do you plan your vlogs out? Because you seem to have a story with your vlog. It's not like super random. He's
actually, because mine is more like a daily type of deal. What you do is that you just kind of, I pick and choose, and it's weird because it's like a lot of times I get kind of flack, like, oh, you're, from family members, oh, you're vlogging again. You should be spending time with your daughter. But actually, most of the time, I'm paying more attention to my daughter because I got to catch these things. You know what I mean? Like, I have the camera in front and I'm vlogging and I'm more aware of what we are actually doing than me just kind of strolling along next to her, like on my phone. So what I essentially do is I know we're going to go to some place, right? So let's say we're going to go shopping at Seafood City. So I know I have to work my way up to Seafood City and then work my way down. So you always have that trajectory.
Oh, nice.
Right.
That's
so I know I'm going to go here. So what I need to get here? I got to show getting out of my house most of the time to the place, what happens at the place, and then the finish.
Nice.
Nice. So that's basically like how I go about it. It's nothing's ever written. I just know I got to get to point A, point B, take the audience to this point, and then hopefully they stay long enough to get to the end.
To the end. Yeah. That's a good way to do it then. You just like, I know I'm going to get there, and then you got to like wind it down after. It's like up and down. Yeah. That's cool, man. Yeah, these are awesome. You know, and I'm excited about this whole thing that we're doing with, you know, the community and stuff, because I think Matthew, we're looking to get Matthew on the show and interview him and see what he's all about. And yeah, you know, just like didn't even know that he was around. Like, hey, he's got a channel just like almost 200,000 subs. So it's awesome to see. Awesome to see. So, okay. So, tell us about then like the business side of things. Obviously the channel supports, I guess the channel sort of like is driving leads, hopefully like starting to build, sort of awareness for your agency. And is that the main goal for the channel at the moment, or what are you using the channel for on YouTube?
Yeah, and if I could be totally just transparent and be honest with you, yeah, there you go. Take off Matthew's channel. He's already got a lot. He doesn't need any more subscribers. He's fine.
Yeah.
If I could be totally transparent, I'm actually kind of in a point where I'm trying to figure out what my goals are, because my goal on Instagram and YouTube is totally different from my design agency goals. So my design agency goals is, of course, to build a business, build an agency, support my family, be able to hire and scale and all that stuff too. But then on YouTube and Instagram, I like to teach about web design. So I do web design for churches and ministries.
Yeah.
But I also teach, and my hope is on YouTube and Instagram, maybe I'm hoping to build an audience and then I could put out a course like a couple of years down the line. But that's not the main goal. To be honest, like I said, my goals evolved. You know, you start wanting to do YouTube because you want to be famous, and then it kind of evolves that you want to start doing YouTube because you want to make money. And to be honest, I started doing YouTube because I wanted to attract clients for my design agency, because I heard, you know, teaching, it kind of personifies you as an expert. People want to work, people would rather work with the person teaching than the person learning, right? Excuse me. Although, of course, we all should still be learning. Like I'm still learning right now. And what happens is teaching helps me because whenever I teach, I learn more. Like sometimes, you know, someone will ask me a question about web design, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't know, and I'm gonna answer the question. So I'm gonna go Google it real quick. They're like, "Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that," and then I go answer them. You know what I mean? But now, honestly, I enjoy YouTube and Instagram because I enjoy teaching people. You know, it was awesome last week. I was able to teach some college students in Rwanda, and was able to go live with them on Friday. Was teaching them about Webflow, just an intro to Webflow. It's like a design school in Rwanda, so that was really cool. So it's kind of I'm starting to separate it a bit and find time to do it. That's why I even said people in the Philippines, you know, hit me up, because I'm actually looking into scaling, because I'm starting to get super busy. And I still, you know, the main thing, I'm doing everything. And can I be just real honest with you? Everything I do is for my family, right?
Of course,
like,
of course.
And so if I do it and I miss out on time with my family, then it's all, to me, it's pointless. Now, of course,
makes sense.
I have aspirations and dreams to build a design agency. I have aspirations to teach, but my priority is my wife and my 2 girls. So,
of course,
and I know I sound like I'm kind of everywhere, because my mind is kind of everywhere right now. My design agency is growing, but most of the leads from that is actually coming from Facebook. I'm trying to grow on LinkedIn. I'm still learning it, but Facebook is where most of my leads are. But then I'm also really enjoying teaching on Instagram and YouTube. I love getting feedback from people that follow me on Instagram. I love getting feedback from people that subscribe on YouTube and just answering questions. I enjoy that. And, you know, I was always nervous about teaching, to be honest. And I don't even know, sometimes I don't know why I chose that route, because, you know, I don't know enough. Like sometimes I think, you know, I don't know enough. You know, you have that imposter syndrome. What do I have to teach? Like, I don't have anything, right? What's so special about me? But then I kind of learned over the last couple of months really on doing this that there's someone that is probably on the same type of journey as I am, but I'm just a bit farther ahead. So if I could just help them as best as I can to keep moving forward in their journey, then to me, it's all worth it. So that's now my goal on YouTube and Instagram is really just to help people, to teach people, and wherever it leads, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's actually like a lot of what everybody that loves to teach on Facebook, on YouTube, that's a problem we all have. It's almost like Rob, who was that that lady that you had yesterday that you were interviewing in the morning?
Annie Dubé.
Yeah, Annie Dubé. Like basically, it's one of those where she ran into a decision whether or not she was going to do more or less coaching, like YouTube coaching and like channel reviews, or the videos. And that's I think that's what you're going to end up running into, is that it's either, if you really love to teach and you're doing all these videos, but then you also have to do the design work that comes with it, then you don't have time for either or. So it's unfortunately we have to at some point find that balance. But then again, there's always the Philippines where you could funnel your work to get it done. Because again, it's like for me, like I love getting on YouTube, and I love teaching about algorithm, talking about cameras and all that. But at the end of the day, if I decided I was going to do like website reviews or mentoring or coaching, I might not necessarily have time for the actual videos. So that's something that a lot of us are actually fighting with or battling with.
Yeah, if you notice, I didn't get to post on Instagram last week. I didn't get to post on YouTube last week as well, because I'm boggled down with so much projects right now. And I got to finish up these projects, that's all. But yeah.
It's good. Sure. It's good problems, right? It's good problems.
Yeah. Exactly.
I remember before TubeBuddy, and before that I was at Thinkific. Before that I was in an agency, so a traditional digital marketing agency for like 6 years. But our own marketing was always the last thing that we would do, because we would take care of clients first and stuff, right?
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
What happens is you take care of clients, and then you finish the projects, and then you go to the office and you're like, we got no more clients because we haven't been doing our marketing, right? So it's always like you're always catching up and stuff. So it's always so it's a different game. Like you have to have time for your own marketing, but then you also have to take care of client stuff. And and like what Rich was saying, like I think you get to a point on YouTube where you're like, do I do services or do I just create videos and make money through sponsorships like Webflow? Like maybe one day Webflow will sponsor your channel, and then that becomes like X amount of dollars per month. Then you don't have to do as many client work, and you can just talk about Webflow and teach people that. And then also sponsorship with Webflow, plus like teaching people through like some type of membership or course or something. Then those two, then you don't have to do any client work, right? You create videos, you teach people. It's just like you're just it takes care of itself. Then you don't have to do any client work. Maybe you don't need any more client work. But it all kind of depends on what you like to do too, right? You're like, I love client work. Okay, then client work is the way you make money then. So
yeah. And if Webflow, if you're watching, hit me up.
No, but are you open to like more like a vlogging, like a lifestyle type of vlogs? Because you could actually kind of do two things at once, right? So you're working with clients, but you're actually showing a day in a life of a freelancer, and then use that, and it all it really takes is it's 10 minutes of your day. So think about that. So for all you vloggers that say you don't have time, it's only technically 10 minutes of your day, because that's how long the video is, right? It's 10 minutes of your day. Find that 10 minutes, make sure it's interesting, obviously tell a story, but then then you kill two birds in one stone.
Yeah,
it's easy to edit. Just you're not there instructing. You're just telling people exactly what's going on in the day. Or actually, you're actually showing, because filmmaking is about more show, less talk. So you're just showing people how you're going through the day, kind of, and then there you go. So now you have your content.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I've thought about that. Like actually, even I've always wanted to just like do like a day in the life and all that stuff. I guess what stops me, and I'm just being totally real with you guys, like I'll see like really like these vlogs. I'm like, oh man, this is really good production, like amazing B-roll, and they've got these like drone footage and like all these amazing B-roll, and I'm like, no, I can't do that.
Oh, I know. Yeah. No, man, it's all good.
I would probably do that. Yeah.
No, that's good.
But man. Like once you start doing it, it's not that hard. I mean, you just have to understand how to shoot B-roll and what your end goal is. But yeah, it's technically not that hard to shoot it. Like I think we went to Denny's like for July 3rd, and I gave my daughter the camera, and I was like, just hit record. Like I'll kind of guide her through it, and I was like, just hit record, and we're gonna shoot this B-roll. You know what I mean? And that's how it came out. Like as soon as I gave her the camera.
Yeah, that's a nice coffee B-roll, man. I can appreciate a good Denny's coffee B-roll.
but I'm saying sometimes it just doesn't take that long. It just I think you look at all those guys and their pre-production, but you don't have to. As long as you tell the story, the B-roll is just basically something that just ties one scene to the next scene.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Vlogging is always really fun. I've enjoyed. I used to do vlogs on my channel, like when I would go places and stuff. Right now we're not going anywhere, so it's not so interesting. Like I'll take you around my neighborhood. So it's not super interesting right now. Yeah, exactly. So but yeah, I love vlogging, man. It's just, I think like what you said, RR, like as a Filipino, you always want to entertain, and everybody wants the mic and stuff like that.
Everybody always wants the mic. Yep. Especially your uncles.
Exactly. No, that's good, man. Well, okay. So for people that are out there, because I'm looking at your Instagram stuff, right? Instagram stuff is like really well designed, easy to look at. Do you have any advice for people out there, like even your thumbnails? I know it's you always got your face. Obviously you come from a design background, so it's easy to tell what these videos are about and stuff. So I don't know, the purple and the gold, is that like an LA thing? Is that like a Lakers thing?
Well, that's one. I'm a huge Laker fan. All right?
Oh, there you go. I see that right here.
LA all day, right? But I did that. I kind of it's almost like a branding thing. Like every time it's yellow, it talks about like clients and like more like the business side of being a freelance designer. And then the purple is any Webflow tutorials. I have a video coming up probably sometime this month or next month where it's more about designing. So that one's going to be a different color. I'm still trying to figure out maybe like blue or teal or something that will match. But that's that's why I just have that. So that if you look at the playlist, well, actually, if you look at home, go to home, and then you'll see, and then you go down, see the playlist, and now it's organized.
Yeah,
I like that little designing thing like that.
I like that. Things that, I like that. How do you design? So how do you do your thumbnails? How is that all Adobe?
Yes, that's all Photoshop. And what I did is I created a template, right? So I have I literally call it yellow template, purple template. And then I have this, if you notice, I have the same background. It's kind of a grayish background. And I gotta say, I'm still trying to figure out if my thumbnails work. So I'm still kind of trying to maybe play around with it. But I have the same type of font. After I shoot, I'll take a quick picture of myself. Well, not a quick picture. I'll take like 30, whatever. And then pick out which one's the best one. And then Just cut it out and that's it. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So then how do you decide what to make your videos on? Like, I know you probably have a ton of things to talk about Webflow, obviously becoming a freelance designer. How do you come up with these topics and how do you organize that?
I actually, if you want, I can show. Well, no, it's fine. I'll show.
Yeah, you can show your screen. Yeah.
Do I just share screen?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let me. Okay. Share screen. There you go. Okay, so this is my first screen. I actually have a Notion document, and my life revolves around this Notion document, which for some reason is not loading up anymore. What is going on?
Notion.
Yeah, Notion is like a.
It's like a project management tool.
I think he froze up.
Oh yeah, turn this internet off.
Also, I use.
AR, I think you froze up. I think because you're changing the internet. Yeah, it's all good. We'll wait for Art to come back. Rich, how do you do your thumbnails, man?
I do it on Adobe Spark on my phone.
Okay.
Adobe Spark. Everything's in Adobe Spark. And the thing is, like, I used to do it in Photoshop. But then I'd never create like templates, or it was just too bulky to have to get on your laptop. And sometimes I just need to change it on the fly as I'm going along. So as you can see, they kind of have the same type of theme going on. And that's the good thing about Adobe Spark is that, I have this flow now with doing it. And I can just go click, 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 click. I'm familiar with it. The thing is that, my iPhone is down, so I have to use Android. And for some reason, Adobe Spark on the Android is like different. Like I just can't deal with, maybe it's my OCD or something, but
it's too hard.
No, it's not too hard. It's just like the menus are all different. I just don't need to learn at this point. So that's why my last thumbnail is like really plain.
I've thought about those plain thumbnails, man. Like no text or anything. Like even the social distancing picnic one, no text. AR's back. Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, sorry, I don't know what just happened. My internet.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Gave up the ghost over here.
No, it's probably just the internet. It's all good. It's all good.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I think you guys were talking.
No. You can share your screen. If you're good to share it. All good.
Yes. Sorry about that. I don't know what just happened there. So
no, it's all good. All right, there it is.
Okay, so this is my Notion document. So like my whole life revolves around this. I've got like different units, like ministry projects, or all that stuff. But I have a social media section where I have like a content calendar. These are some of my Instagram content that I have lined up, YouTube content that I have lined up, and I kind of just put on a calendar. Here, I'm not gonna lie, I don't always follow the calendar, but I try to put it here, and that's kind of how I do. I'll sit down and I'll think of content, and what's awesome is when you niche down, you're able to actually come up with more content because you're able to dive in more, and then I just kind of type it all up, and I'll look for some like this one. I have stuff here, 3 words for designers, and I have like little notes here that I can go back to in the future and start writing the video, right? That's one of them. Sometimes I'll record whenever I talk with someone. Like I told you about on Friday when I was teaching some students in Rwanda. It was more of like an introduction to Webflow course. And I thought, it's perfect. So I recorded it and I'm going to post it like tomorrow or Friday, and post that as my content for the week because it's been such a busy 2 weeks. So that's what I do. I try to come up with content. I already have content on Instagram and I'll transport that into YouTube, or I'll make content in YouTube and I'll transport that into Instagram.
Kind of go back and forth.
How often are you normally uploading?
I try to. And let me highlight that. Try to
that's what we all
upload once a week. I try to upload once a week, but I don't always do.
Yeah, that's a good minimum, I think. At least that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm seeing. At least once a week, right?
Yeah.
It also gets you in the flow of creating and stuff like that. Because then like you don't upload for like 2 weeks, and it's like, oh man, I haven't uploaded for 2 weeks. What's one more week? I'll do it next week, and then it becomes 3 weeks, right? And then yeah.
I'm starting to feel that this guy didn't upload last week, and I'm like, what's one more week? Like, you know what? I gotta upload. It's like I said, I try to because it gets so busy. It's crazy.
Yeah. But at least you're organized, man. That's man. That's ahead than like most of us, man. We don't have a whole list like that. That's good.
And then anytime I come up with a thought, like sometimes you can be driving or whatever, and you come up with a thought, I'll like automatically, because I have Notion on my phone. And like I said, my whole life revolves around this. So I automatically put it on Notion so that I can just forget about it, right? So I'll come back to it another time. And
That's good. That's
good.
Man.
I write on napkins. Like, then I have like a.
Is that a software? Let me check that out. I'm just kidding.
It's all the homemade software.
Yeah, man. Napkins.io. Yeah.
It's ultra software.
Yeah. It's kind of funny because the other day I was like looking for a napkin because I needed to write something, and I reached in my glove compartment, and instead of napkins, I had like masks. Like that, I was like, oh, 2020. I don't have napkins here anymore because I can't go anywhere to get them. So I had masks. I literally pulled out like, I'm like, okay.
Writing on a mask.
Yeah, because we have napkin shortage.
Yeah. But being
that's
organized,
hilarious, man.
like being organized like that, I mean, I'm so envious because I can never be that organized. Like, I'll do it.
Yeah. Do you just have like random ideas and you're like, I should vlog today, or this is what I'm just gonna vlog? Because you do other things than vlogging. Like you have tutorials and stuff, Tech Tuesdays.
Yeah, it's one of those where, well, last night I did spend time on, the keyword thing on TubeBuddy, and I was kind of looking around and nothing came up. I was there for a good 30 minutes, and I was like, man, everything here is like kind of low for. So, I don't know. I don't really know. I'm trying to think about something to film today, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, well, see, I'm a bit jealous on that because I may be organized, but like, what good is organization if you don't actually do it?
Yeah, I try to do at least one video a week. I think, and I know it's been discussed once, I believe, not here, but on other channels about how, releasing too many videos per week, actually you end up fighting yourself for views. So I always put that one video up Monday or Tuesday and I see how it goes. And then maybe Wednesday, Thursday, I'll film and edit something for Friday or Saturday.
Right. Yeah, I think people are saying at least if you're uploading multiple times a week, at least give like 48 hours in between. So just to give it, just like Instagram, right, RR? Like you can't post something right now and then post something else like an hour from now kind of thing, because then Instagram is always going to like push your latest post. So you kind of cannibalize, I guess, your post if you're just like massively posting like too frequently. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I mean, this is like your channel is good, man. Like I think you've got a good community, and it's you teach them tech, you kind of take them around with your life and stuff like that, So you just have fun with it, right? You're not, So Rich? What's your goal with YouTube? Like, what's your with this channel? Like, what would you like to ultimately achieve,
for me,
or if you've already achieved it? Yeah, for you. Yeah.
I want to be able to not walk in the mall without somebody asking me to take a photo with them. I want
to be internet famous, man.
Yeah. I want to be able to fly to the Philippines, and as soon as I get off the plane, I'll hear "Kuya, kuya, 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 kuya." Picture. Yeah, that's really what I want. That's all it is. I want the cloud. I want the fame.
Yeah. Just being real, man. Just being real.
Hey, that's all good. We all want that. Don't lie. We all want that.
No, I'm just kidding. No, it's just it's actually just my creative outlet. I just need something to do.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. Awesome. So RR, what's your like what's your word for people that are trying to, kind of get into getting themselves out there? Because you're starting to do it now, right? You're doing Instagram, you got YouTube and stuff. So like as we kind of wrap this up, like what's your advice for people out there? There's a lot of people. So here's the thing, like there's a lot of where this is the Filipino Video Creator Hub, right? And so I've always felt that there's so many really talented Filipinos out there, and for some reason they don't have the permission almost to do things that they're doing for other people. Like, so if we even look at, you're saying like virtual assistants, like if anybody's in the Philippines doing this stuff, like they're running a lot of like really big channels. I know this for a fact that there's a lot of big channels. There's a lot of big people in the online business world teaching courses, speaking on stages and conferences and stuff. If you ask them, like, who does your stuff? Who does your Instagram? It's really tight. Who does your videos? Who does your editing? Oh yeah, I got a guy in the Philippines. I got this girl in the Philippines. It's all these Filipinos that are running things, right? Behind the scenes. And it's always been something that I'm like, why aren't those people, all those Filipinos in the Philippines, why don't they have their own thing? Like, why don't they have their own brand? Why are they not like forefront? And this is the conversation that's happening right now, right, in the States and all this stuff. And it's like, why do they not feel like they should be in front? And so hopefully that's something that we can kind of inspire. I don't know if that's the right word, but like hopefully give them permission to do these things and maybe just teach them how to do that. But what's your thoughts on that, man? Like what's your word out there for people that are Filipinos out there? They're like, hey man, I want to do this, but I don't know where to go. I don't know where to start. I don't know if I'm good enough.
Yeah, your statement that there's a lot of there are Filipinos that are so talented, that's such an understatement, because that's so true, man. There are so many Filipinos that are super talented. Like, it's insane. Like, I mean, just watch like American Idol or America's Got Talent. You'll have like Filipinos there almost like every season, right? Popping up. So I want to encourage Filipinos really just to, tell your story. I mean, people want to hear your story. No matter where you're from, no matter who you are, no matter what your upbringing is, we all have different backgrounds. We all have different upbringings. People want to hear your story. Tell your story. Don't be afraid of, like, don't think that, about criticism. What you'll come to find, to be honest, especially when you're starting out, there's a lot of very supportive people out there. There's a community out there that are very supportive, that'll help you. Rob and Rich have helped me, in our Facebook community, Filipino Video Creators Hub, join. And then there's community of supportive people out there. And tell your story. A lot of times what stops us is we don't think we're ready. And just being real, you're never going to think you're ready. Really, you're never gonna think you're ready. Just start before you're ready. You just say, oh, I don't have the right equipment. People can have the nicest equipment, and of course you want to upgrade on that. You want to keep going on that eventually, but don't let that thing stop you. You have something to share. We call ourselves content creators, but we don't really create. We share. That's what we do. We share what we know. We share what we've learned. We share who has helped us. And you don't have to create, because when you put the word create, there's so much pressure. Oh man, I got to create out of nothing. You don't create. You just share. Just share what you know, because there is someone out there that can learn from you if you're in that teaching realm. There is someone out there that could be inspired by your story. There's someone out there that, would love to see your life and your daily routine. Especially like if you're in the Philippines, man, I'd want to watch that, see what's going on over there. Yeah, just share. Don't be afraid to share. Don't be selfish. Like, I got to teach my kids how to share, right? Share.
That's awesome. Well, thanks for hanging out with us, man. Rich, what's your word for this week, man? For the people out there tuning in.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. And you know what RR said. I mean, share your world, especially if you're in the Philippines. I'm gonna keep really like pushing this. It's like, tell your story. Don't let anybody else tell your story.
Yeah.
Tell your story. And you know, there was a question earlier from Ali Cat. She's like, what do you do if you only use your cell phone? Well, then use it. That's it. If you only have a cell phone, use it. I mean, the thing is $1,000, right? Most cell phones now are $1,000. So don't tell me that $1,000 thing in your pocket is better than the $500 camera you're about to get. Because probably isn't. You know, it's just use it. The best camera to use for YouTube, for vlogging, whatever, is the one in your hand. Tell your story. That's all.
Yeah,
I love it, man. I love it.
And it has better microphone too.
That's right.
That's
right. That's right. With the phone. No, that's awesome. Awesome, guys. Well, it was good hanging out with you guys this week. Excited for next week. We got Paco joining us next week. That's gonna be really fun. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with us, man. I'll put all the links and everything everywhere. But yeah, I appreciate you, and tell your wife thanks for letting you get up and be loud in the morning so early.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna tell her sorry first, and then thanks.
Yeah.
No, make your breakfast first.
There you go.
Make your breakfast first, and then say sorry.
And then say sorry.
Hey guys, thank you so much for inviting me. Like, I'm really honored that you'd invite me, for sure.
Yeah, man. No, appreciate it. Yeah, we're gonna keep doing this. It's gonna be fun. But yeah, thanks for being part of the community. Big plug to join the Facebook group as well. So we'll put that in the links. And yeah, so head over there and join us in the community. We're just hanging out there. Guys, thank you so much. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, and if you guys are watching this on the replay next week or sometime, promise, magkatagalog na kami.
Yeah.
Or add subtitles or something. I'm sorry.
Promise, next week. Talaga.
My Tagalog is so bad. Oh man.
Next week, promise. Yeah. Awesome. All right, guys, take care. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye, everyone.